you talk about when you were a student?
Oh, I didn't do that.
Just a little
I
bit?
can go back to that. Well, when I was a student, my first year, my sister and I roomed together in Conley on the 3rd floor, room 304 there. And I took chemistry for my required science, and I liked it. In high school, I had biology and physics, and we were given a choice of biology, physics, or chemistry. And I just, by luck, took chemistry because I had the other two. And I liked chemistry better than the other two. I don't think we had a physics major at that time.
Probably not.
But Mother May Cletus taught physics. I had to take it in college, but I wasn't majoring in it. And so then I went ahead and did my work in chemistry all the way through. And then when in 54, I went to Fordham to get my doctorate then, because I had my master's from Catholic University in the summers. And I did that in a couple of summers till 54. And then I went ahead to Fordham from there. And you usually did your doctorate in 3 years. But my mentor recommended, I lived up in New York in one of the Holy Child convents there while I went to Fordham. But my mentor persuaded me not to take 3 years because he said that Rosemont College was paying for a teacher in chemistry while I was away, and that the money they would be spending would be better if I accelerated my studies and got ahead. So I did it in 2 years, but that was a scare, a real scare in this sense that when I went for my dissertation at the very end, I was working on DDT and related halogen compounds was my topic. And I got up to my orals, and I had to take my orals after 2 years. And in the meantime, I went for my orals, having only done 2 years. And I went down, and normally the orals were 3 years, at the end of 3 years, but I did mine in 2 years. And Dr. Hennessy sent me, he was my professor, he sent me on to my orals after 2 years. And when I was waiting upstairs after the oral exam, it went on, and I thought I had failed. I was sure I had failed because it usually took about half an hour, and yet this was going on to an hour, and I was sure I had failed. And finally, Dr. Hennessy came up and to greet me. I was waiting in his office, and he said, "Congratulations, doctor," just like that. And I nearly fainted because I was so sure that, and he said, my German teacher, who had taught me German and chemistry, both, he insisted that he was to let me pass because Dr. Hennessy told him that I did an excellent work in 2 years instead of waiting for the 3. And I just nearly fainted.
Yeah,
And
wonderful.
the nuns at home were waiting for me, and I took the Hudson River. I was all by myself by this time, and the nuns at home had thought I'd be back in an hour, and I wasn't back for an hour and a half. And when I got home, I was a house mother in Conley at that time, and when I got up to my room on 304 and I was back on the 3rd floor, they had my whole door decorated. We had a doctor in the house, and they made a big thing of it.
That's so cool.
I don't think I slept a wink that night. It was one of those things.